Everybody say baby oil.
Steve Harvey's freaky tale needs to be called to the stand to testify because word on the street is he was at them freak-off parties and even got to see his daughter, Lori Harvey, get her back blown out by Mel X while he and Diddy watched and touched themselves. Katt Williams already tried to warn us about Steve a while ago, but we didn't realize what he was talking about till this trial began. It turns out that unlike the other people Diddy freaked off with, he actually didn't force Steve to do anything. Steve did it all out of his own free will and then even got on national television to tell us how much he loved using baby oil when he's getting active in the bedroom. I mean, he was literally giving us in-depth details about it and even made a whole segment where all he did was talk to his live audience about why they should start using baby oil when they and their spouse are getting it on. At this point, Johnson & Johnson needs to rebrand that oil from baby oil to freak oil because that's all folks are using it for. And Steve and Diddy are their biggest customers.
Oh, my all-time favorite, baby. 3 bottles of baby oil. Throw some baby oil in there. Even, I'm telling you, baby oil is, it just go with everything. You can get baby oil on pizza. I done got it on pizza before. You taste it, you can't even hardly taste it. All around my mouth before. I don't even know it's on there.
Now, when it comes to Katt and Steve, their beef goes way beyond just Steve's obsession with baby oil and freak-offs. Last year, when he appeared on Club Shay Shay, he dragged Steve so badly that Steve wanted to meet up and fight him one-on-one. Yes, girl, can you imagine waking up in the morning to see a video on the Shade Room of Steve and Katt throwing hands? That's what Steve wanted to happen. That's how pressed Katt had him, but Katt didn't care and he still stood on business. During Katt's interview with Shannon, he called Steve a thief and an industry plant.
Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that.
Katt claimed that Steve was jealous of the late Bernie Mac and that Steve was against Bernie when he was alive. But as soon as he died, he stole Bernie's whole style to grow his own career. Katt said Steve was even stealing Mark Curry's jokes and passing it off as his own. According to Katt, Steve is a no-talent having fraud who went around lying out his mouth that he didn't want to be a movie star. But the whole time he was plotting on how to destroy Bernie Mac's career. And as soon as Bernie died, he stole his spot and started copying his whole swag.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. Then you ask it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good, baby, and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Katt Williams in there. Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. The reason you was supposed to go last is because it was your tour. Tell the truth. It was Steve's tour. Not it was going to be called the Kings of Comedy. It was Steve's tour. These are the guys opening for him. Of course you got to close if it's your tour. That's why it was such a big deal.
Oh, but he wasn't done with Steve just yet. He also accused Steve of lying about being homeless just so he can get sympathy from the public and build a fake come-up story. Katt said Steve was never homeless a day in his life, and that around the time that Steve was lying to folks that he was homeless, he was actually making up to $3,000 a night touring with Mark Curry.
This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her, then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made... All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory.
And remember how I said Katt called Steve an industry plant? Well, it turns out that wasn't the only thing Steve was doing. Apparently, Steve has been receiving huge sums of money to keep his mouth shut about some of the depraved things that go on in the industry. And also, the real reason he stopped doing stand-up comedy shows was because Katt embarrassed him during a stand-up years ago in front of 10,000 people, and this bruised Steve's ego really badly.
They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in, and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star?
A lot of people were on Katt's side, so they dragged Steve for being a fraud. Steve initially didn't respond to Katt and decided to post this clip of him talking about how haters are always gonna have some things to say.
Oh no, you ain't gotta tell nobody nothing. All you gotta do is be it. You ain't gotta say, you don't have to open your mouth. You don't have to do it, man. He prepares a table in the presence of mine enemies. He do it all the time. All my haters, I ain't gotta say nothing to them. They got TV. They can cut their TV on 7 days a week. All that hating, he on there. Oh man, I don't even worry about it. You know, I've learned how to handle haters, man. And the only reason you have haters is because you're effective. You have haters for 2 reasons. You're doing something that they're jealous of, or God is preparing to take you somewhere and the devil is providing opposition. Those are the reasons you have haters. God is about to do something and the devil has to throw opposition. Those are the 2 reasons you have haters. I got plenty of haters. When I get them, man, I always look and see what God finna do. Like I got somebody really attacking me right now. I mean, really going after me, man. I'm just waiting to see what God gonna do. Cause they're gonna have to get on. Now, everybody that came after me before, you eventually had to get on. Because they can't listen to me, man. Can't nobody stop what God got for you. And nobody, there ain't a man living can stop not one thing God got for you. Don't even worry about them haters, man. Just all you gotta do is just keep shining. They see you. You ain't got to say nothing. And plus, how they gonna hate if they don't watch? They on my Instagram page right now watching, see what else. I don't even post nothing. I got people do that. I don't even, really. I can't stand you. You always. I ain't even post it, dog, tell you the truth. I just let them hate, man.
Even though Steve was trying to look unbothered, he was back again 7 months after the interview, and he finally made us know how he really felt about Katt's comments. He said Katt wasn't better than him, and that the next time any of his haters mentions him again, he's gonna go back to his old ways and knock them out. Now, of course, Katt never responded to this foolishness because Steve's trifling tale responded 7 months later. However, it doesn't mean he doesn't have something to say about Steve's alleged involvement in Diddy's freak-offs. So as y'all know, Diddy's bedroom business has been getting put on blast recently. And one thing that has become very clear is that he loved making the people he got freaky with drench in baby oil. This was confirmed by both Cassie and the prosecutors, and it was recently also confirmed by some of the escorts who got paid to have these freak-offs. The first escort, Daniel Phillips, said, and I quote, "They use baby oil every time. Sean Combs said we didn't have enough baby oil on. He'd say, y'all slow down, separate from each other. One time he tried to have us role play, like we had just met at an airport. We weren't good, so we skipped that." Another called the Punisher also went on the stand, and he also confirmed that Diddy wasn't being stingy with that baby oil. When he was asked how much baby oil they used, he said a lot. We were supposed to be glistening as much as possible. He also said these encounters would last about 4 hours, and he was tasked with finishing in a specific spot. He added that Cassie would pay him $1,200 cash. Now, the more people got to hear about these baby oils, the more digging they started to do to see if they could link any of these celebrities to it, and guess what? They did. It turns out that Steve Harvey was a big baby oil enthusiast, and word on the street is he watched Diddy get it on with Lori when she was still in a relationship with him. It's unclear where these rumors came from, but those videos of Steve talking about baby oil definitely didn't make the situation any better for him. As I said, he had a whole segment on his show where he gave his audience a detailed breakdown on why they should be using baby oil when they are getting freaky. He said when he's doing adult stuff, it involves excessive amounts of baby oil, low lights, and lots of inappropriate sounds. I don't know about y'all, but this sounds exactly like what Diddy was being accused of doing at those freak-offs. This man even went as far as calling himself a baby oil professional. And the crazy thing is, he also said he likes for his baby oil to be microwaved before it's used. And if y'all remember, Diddy was also exposed in court for having his baby oil heated up before pouring it all over Cassie and the escorts.
Everybody say baby oil. Baby oil. Let me share a little something with you. My hidden talents really can't be discussed on national television because it involves excessive amounts of baby oil, low lights, and moaning. So I ain't trying to say I'm all that, but what I'm saying is I'm all that. Please understand.
Your favorite. Just for you.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's not all. In a different segment, he brought out someone to discuss this baby oil mess with, and she tried telling him that this was for the babies and not the grown-ups. But he said he didn't care because this is his favorite tool in the bedroom.
No party either, because you think you're gonna run into your church group or something. This is for the baby's bottom, not for the grown-up's bottom. I'm just saying.
My weapon of choice.
Oh, I'm about to make things a whole lot better for you.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you can find baby oil anywhere.
Steve then took it a step further to create a whole song talking about how baby oil is really for adults and not for babies. And the crazy part is he posted this video of the song on TikTok back in 2020.
Baby oil, baby
it's being speculated that while Lori and Diddy were in a relationship, Diddy oiled her up for those freak-offs and Steve was there to watch it happen. As I said before, I can't confirm if this is true or not because I obviously wasn't getting oiled up with them, but people believe it, and Steve's obvious obsession with the oil isn't making his case any better. One person said it's been in everyone's face, yet people are like, what? No way. All conspiracies. This whole thing really just shows how ignorant society is and how most don't use their pattern, recognition, and logic because it's been in our faces the whole time. Another person said, OMG, I can't believe I didn't pay attention to these baby oil clips on his show back then. It's beginning to make sense now. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Steve getting exposed as a baby oil king? And do y'all think he really watched Diddy oil up Lori Harvey in those freak-offs and did nothing about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.